Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Callie, and today I thought it would be fun if we went over all of the books that are on my radar to read this fall. I cannot believe fall is right around the corner. I'm in New England, so it's basically here. The days are starting to get chillier, and I'm starting to break out all of my extra cozy things. But one of my favorite things to do is to get into that atmospheric fall mood and read some nice, cozy seasonal books. I am not including my spooky October TBR in this. This is just pure fall, cozy fun. I will have another video coming up that has my spookier thriller recommendations on them, as well as some fun reading vlogs coming up for that. So make sure you follow along if you'd like to see those. I do, however, have 10 books for you across, I think it's about 4 genres that I absolutely cannot wait to read this fall. In the romantasy genre, and some of the other books might kind of fall into the romantasy genre, but I feel like these are primarily romantasy. So in that genre, the first book is The Lore of the Wilds by Analeigh Sbrana. This has been a book that I've wanted to read for the longest time, and I just have never picked it up. It has those cozy vibes to it, even though I know it's not necessarily pure cozy fantasy. Like, look, it's got the mushrooms on the back, and I've just honestly heard great things about it. A library with a deadly enchantment, a Fey Lord who wants in, a human woman willing to risk it all for a taste of power. In a land ruled by ruthless Fey, Lore's village is trapped in a forested prison. Lore knows that any escape attempt is futile. Her scars are a testament to her past failures, but when her village is threatened, Lore makes a desperate deal with a Fey Lord. She will leave her home to catalog an enchanted library that hasn't been touched in 1,000 years. No Fey may enter the library, but there is a chance a human might be able to breach the cursed doors. She convinces him that she will risk her life for wealth, but really she's after the one thing the Fey covet above all: magic of her own. As Lore navigates the hostile world outside, she's forced to rely on 2 Fey males to survive. 2 very different, very dangerous, very attractive Fey males. When undeniable chemistry ignites, she's not just in danger of losing her life, but also her heart to the very creatures she can never trust. Doesn't that sound great? And look at this cover. It's absolutely stunning. Stunning. So it is a little bit of like a cozy romantasy, is what it seems like. I love when books have libraries and other books in them. So that is the first one that's on my radar for this fall. Will I get to it? I hope so. But let me know if you've read it, because I've literally heard so many good things. This next one sounds super interesting. The Dark Lord's Guide to Dating and Other War Crimes by Tiffany Hunt. I'm gonna be completely honest, I literally bought this completely for the cover and the name. Step 1, kidnap someone cute. Step 2, force her into marriage. Step 3, try not to get feelings. When Dark Lord Casimir Blackrose kidnaps Lady Arabella for a forced marriage, he expects an obedient, trembling bride. What he gets is a knife to the throat and a furious woman with her own terms. He may need her heroic bloodline to achieve ultimate dominion, but she's not about to make this easy for him. Arabella has already survived her father's tower prison and a lifetime of being treated like property. Being abducted by the realm's most notorious villain is just another Tuesday. If she must be married to the infuriating and infuriatingly attractive Dark Lord, she'll do it on her own terms. Freedom within his fortress, hands strictly to himself, and complete honesty about his plans. But when his plans go awry, Casimir faces his most terrifying challenge yet. He must actually date his own wife. Between awkward dinners, magical training sessions, and playing golf with the eyeballs of his enemies, his villainous seduction plans are failing spectacularly. As they navigate magical explosions and jealous exes, they discover a far more terrifying prospect than war or magical catastrophe. They might actually be falling for each other. Another one that just sounds so good. Is this necessarily a fall book? Not really, but I feel like it goes with the vibes, so it's on my fall watch list for my TBR. Plus, I love when I have not heard anybody talking about a book. And so far, I've heard people talk about Lore of the Wilds, but not as much as most of the popular books that are out there. So this one specifically, I have heard nobody talking about, and I cannot wait to dig into this. The next couple books are in the cozy fantasy genre, and to be completely honest, all of my cozy fantasy books could be thrown into this video as a fall recommendation. There's just too many to put in one video. I've only chosen two that I am most excited about for this fall. The first one is The Spellshop by Beth Durst, and I actually waited so long to read this book purely because I wanted the paperback. I believe this is a standalone fantasy. It says, it takes a village to open a heart and just one man to steal it. Katelyn has always had trouble dealing with people. Same. I can already relate to this book. Thankfully, as a librarian at the Great Library of Elysium, she and her assistant Kaz, a magically sentient spider plant, have spent the last decade sequestered among the Empire's most precious spellbooks, preserving their magic for the city's elite. How can this not be a good time when you have a magically sentient spider plant as one of the main characters in this book? When a revolution begins and the library goes up in flames, she and Kaz flee with all the spellbooks they can carry and head to a remote island Katelyn never thought she'd see again, her childhood home. Taking refuge there, Katelyn discovers, much to her dismay, a nosy and very handsome neighbor who can't take a hint and keeps showing up day after day to make sure she's fed and to help fix up her new home. In need of income, Katelyn identifies something that even the bakery in town doesn't have: jam. With the help of an old recipe book her parents left her, and a bit of illegal magic, her cottage garden is soon covered in ripe berries. But magic can do more than make life a little sweeter. So Katelyn risks the consequences of using unsanctioned spells and opens the island's first ever and much needed secret spell shop. I love cozy fantasies specifically because they are low stakes. They usually have some type of restaurant or tavern or library or bakery, something that they're bringing back to life. Some small town where they are assisting and making life just so much better. I've actually just found cozy fantasies this year, and they are some of my favorite books. The next book is A Fellowship of Librarians and Dragons by J. Penner. I recently read book 1 in this series, and it was phenomenal. Looks like books about books are about to be a theme in this video. Spilling the tea has never been so cozy. And this is going to follow a character. Her name is Dolly, and she was actually in the first book. I believe she's a dwarf. Yes, she is a dwarf. She's so cute. People-pleasing sunshine dwarf Dolly Butterbuckle is content with her simple tea magic and circle of friends. It's true that she might have once wanted more for herself and that she's never quite lived up to her family's expectations. But her life is just fine. That is, until she inherits a dragon egg. As Dolly grapples with her newfound responsibility, she turns to gargoyle librarian Sarson, an expert in dragon lore. The more time she spends in his library, the more she finds herself falling for the well-read newcomer. But dealing with her overbearing family, stopping a sinister plot she's uncovered, and handling a dragon that refuses to stay out of trouble means her hands are already full. Still, determined not to let anything stand in her way, Dolly embarks on an adventure, with the help of her loyal friends and newfound love, revealing that embracing her true self is the most enchanting path of all. That sounds so cute. Book 1 of this was A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic, and that followed a human baker with zero magic that entered a baking competition. And that is where she met Dolly. So now, post-baking competition, we are following Dolly and seeing what happens. And if you haven't read this series, start with book 1. You will not regret it. It is so good. The next couple books on our list are gonna be more of, I guess they could fall into the romantasy genre, but I look at them more as like a gothic romance. Just got those nice fall spooky vibes. But I wouldn't consider them spooky in the sense that like I want them on an October TBR. I'd prefer to read them before then, but that's a me thing. I guess you could put these on an October TBR. The first book is Graves by Katelyn Taylor, and I actually have had this book on my TBR since last year, and I just never got around to it. And because I'm a mood reader, I just fell out of the mood for it. So we're gonna try to read it this year. Just look at that cover. And I actually have no idea what this is about. I buy a lot of books for the cover. And I know, That's a me problem. But that is also why recently I've been doing my Read It or Unhaul It series so that I can force myself to pick up books that I bought literally because I just love the look of them. Xaden. I thought I had everything I could possibly desire until I set my eyes on her, my angel. Too pure for this world, too pure for me. She's all mine no matter the cost, no matter the lives that stand in my way. She's always been mine, she just doesn't know it yet. Dominic. My brother's lost it. Ah, I thought Dominic was the female in the story. Dominic is Xaden's brother. My brother has lost it more so than ever before. I couldn't figure out what had changed at first. One look at her though, and it all made sense. He gave me one job, protect his girl, a girl he's never even spoken to. I hold true to my promise and then some. I didn't mean to touch her, to kiss her. One thing is for sure, though, I'm not letting her go, even if I have to go through my brother to have her. How have I not read this yet? This could turn out really bad. 2 brothers, 1 girl, and the name of it is Graves? Why? I guess we're gonna have to read it to find out. Has anyone read this yet? Oh, Lord. The next book is House of Blight by Maxym Martineau. And the publisher and author so kindly sent me this earlier this year. And I was waiting till this specific season to pick it up. Isn't that stunning? Not gonna lie, there's like these bugs on the side that completely creep me out. Adira Brilwin is a thread mender. She holds a rare, life-saving power that can cure disease and heal injuries in the blink of an eye. But magic always comes with a cost, and saving anyone sacrifices a sliver of her own life. She's always kept her abilities hidden until the powerful Fernglove family discovers her secret. The Ferngloves are charming and beautiful, possess powerful magic, and don't take no for an answer, especially Orin, the head of these ruling elites. When Adira's brothers unexpectedly contract Blight, an incurable virus killing people throughout the town, and an illness too strong for her to heal them both, Orin offers to help. Together at his estate, they'll research a cure, while Orin slows their sickness and Adira hones her magic. His kindness and honesty surprise Adira, as does her undeniable attraction to him. But the other Ferngloves are suspicious of her power and may be more dangerous than the ever-present disease. The longer Adira stays within the confines of Fernglove Manor, the more the family's pristine exterior begins to crack, until Adira discovers a terrifying secret and must choose whom she will save and at what cost. This is a slow burn gothic romantasy bursting with secrets, tension, and gardens. This is book 1 in the Threadmender Chronicles. I actually think this was meant to be a spring book, but gothic fantasies in general just scream fall to me. So I'm sure this is probably meant more so for spring, but for me, the vibes are fall. I know, I'm weird. The next 3 to 4 books are all going to be contemporary romances. The first one we actually put on our August TBR, so I will be reading this very soon. This is Can't Help Falling in Love by Sophie Sullivan. Believe this is a waitress. He's a billionaire. Lexi Danby is looking for some no-strings fun when her comically bad waitressing lands her directly in the path of a handsome stranger named Will. Lexi may have found the distraction she's been looking for. Will Grand is heir to a major Seattle company that values family above all else. Now he's been placed in charge of an important merger, and he needs to show that he's settled down. When Will and Lexi are thrust into a fake engagement, catching feelings comes as a surprise. Love fake engagements. Will doesn't want to let down the woman he's falling for, while Lexi has trouble trusting fully due to issues from her past. But as they spend time apple picking in comfy plaid shirts and sipping beer at outdoor breweries in the crisp air, Lexi starts to realize the scariest part of the season might just be taking a chance on love. That is such the perfect fall romance. They go apple picking. Oh, it literally says it on the front. What happens when a fake engagement starts to feel real? I have not seen anyone talking about this yet, and I can't wait to read it. The next 3, I don't have physical copies of yet, but I do have them pre-ordered. I believe they come out in September. The next one is Falling Like Leaves by Misty Wilson, and this comes out September 2nd. It says this is Gilmore Girls meets Jenny Han in this autumnal teen rom-com. about a city girl stuck in a quaint small town who must confront her future and her old flame while the town prepares for annual fall festival. This is a YA romance. The first one was adult, I believe. This is a YA one. I like YA romances though. I find some of them, the main character isn't too young, that I can still enjoy it and have a great time. And sometimes no spice makes the book so much better. Ellie has a lot of expectations for her senior year, but moving from Manhattan to Bramble Falls, Connecticut is not one of them. Yet in the wake of her parents' separation, that's exactly where she and her mother are headed. Bramble Falls might be charming, but it's also full of distractions, like local barista Cooper Barnett, Ellie's one-time best friend and first kiss, who's not only majorly glowed up, but wants nothing to do with her. It's like calling her Ellie or Ellis. Her name's Ellis. Then there's the Falling Leaves Festival, a month-long tourist attraction run by Ellis's aunt, celebrating everything autumn. The festival seems nice and all, but Ellis doesn't have time to be roped into her aunt's enthusiastic planning. Dragged to each event, she can't stop bumping into Cooper, the one person she's hoping to avoid. But the longer she stays in Bramble Falls, the harder it is to pretend she's not falling for this town and the people in it. As her return to Manhattan gets pushed further and further out, Ellis is forced to confront exactly what she wants for her future and what that means for the present. That sounds super cute and fun. And now we're like really digging into those autumn vibes. There's nothing I love more than doing fall themed things. And maybe that's because I'm from Florida originally. A couple years ago, I moved up to New England. So this is the first time I've ever gotten to see the seasons change and like actually see fall leaves and winter snow. I'm still in love with it, at least. I love going apple picking. I love apple cider, hot cider, whatever, like cold or hot. I love just the fall activities that are all out at the farms. It's just such a good time. And there's nothing quite like the weather being a little chilly and getting to curl up with a book, whether that's right outside on a porch or inside, that just like is so satisfying. Anyone else feel that way? This next book is If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia. And this book also comes out on September 2nd. And in this book, I don't know if we're time traveling. We're traveling back in time to 1997. And it says this is a cozy, slow burn romance set in the autumn glow of small town Vermont in the year 1997. My new next door neighbor seems to have everything figured out. Small town golden boy, check. Oh, single dad extraordinaire, check. Hot baker forearms? I didn't notice them, I swear. I'm already like hooked. I, on the other hand, don't at all have anything figured out. Trust me, I didn't think taking over my mom's dream bed and breakfast in Cooper Run, Vermont was going to be easy. It should be a good place to heal after my divorce. But apparently my scones belong in the garbage with my small talk skills, as pointed out by none other than Cliff. Cliff is inescapable. He knows exactly what people need always. His charm, the way he wears flannel, and even his pastries make not wanting to be friends with Cliff and his daughters pretty hard. Friends? I can make friends. That's safe. Except I'm leaving in 3 months to pass the inn off to my little sister and get the promotion in Seattle I've been working towards. So ask me why I'm thinking about kissing my hot neighbor. Another hot single dad. But we're in the autumn now. I love single dad romances. I think there's something so sweet about a single dad. Although, you know what? I really love single mom romances too. I just like romance books. We'll just leave it at that. Another book I cannot wait to read, but also that I don't hear anyone talking about. I know it's not out yet, but I still haven't seen it on anybody's list that I watch or anything. And the last book on my list is the Honeycrisp Orchard Inn by Valerie Bowman. And this one comes out on September 9th. It says for fans of the Love Light series and the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I did not love most of the books in the Laurie Gilmore series that was popular last year, but I did like the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I did. I enjoyed that one last year. So if this one is kind of similar to that, I'm fine with it. I'm good with that. Oh, another Ellie. All the names are going to start running together if they start being the same. Ellie Lawson's city life was treating her just fine until a sour turn of events knocks her out in one fell swoop. Dumped by her boyfriend and fired from her event planning job, she's left with no choice but to return to her parents' idyllic inn, nestled within a picturesque Honeycrisp orchard on Long Island. I had to say that a couple times. Anticipating a quiet hiatus in the attic apartment, she is instead met with Aiden, the stubborn, attractive son of the orchard owner, who is currently occupying her planned refuge. Forced together by circumstance, they find themselves not only roommates, but also co-workers, when they're put in charge by their parents of the orchard's vital harvest festival, a lifeline for both the struggling orchard and the inn. I don't know why orchard is so hard for me to say. Amidst the enchanting disorder of small-town life, Ellie and Aiden grapple with their conflicting values, burgeoning feelings, and an electrifying tension, as Ellie discovers the unexpected charm of the life she left behind, and Aiden learns there's much more to Ellie than he'd first assumed. One fact remains: the future of the orchard and the inn depends on their unlikely collaboration. So small town romance vibes, roommates become co-workers. Sounds like a good time to me. There are so many other books I could put on this list, but I'm trying to keep it a little small this year and realistic, because last year I didn't get to half the books I wanted to during the fall time. I hope if you were looking for some new fall reads that you were able to find a couple new ones in this video. But I have now blabbered on for way too long. Thank you guys so much for making it through this video with me. If you are new, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one.